Hello and welcome to Plus TV Africa. I'm Benga Aborowa with the news on the hour. We begin our bulletin at this hour with the recent breakup of the governing All Progressive Congress Party, which is now a new faction. New faction is named the Reformed APC, with Buba Galadima appointed as chairman. The faction is made up of aggrieved members of the APC, mostly from the National Assembly. Briefing journalists after the meeting at the Sheraton Hotels in Abuja on Wednesday, the chairman, Galadima, said the new faction was formed due to the failure of the APC, as it described the APC as severely underperforming and unable to meet its potentials for good governance. Galadima, who was secretary of the Congress for Progressive Change, further lamented that the APC administration has been a monumental disaster and even worse than the government it replaced. It noted that the party is in turmoil as there are countless cases in courts all over the country challenging the legality of Congresses and even the National Convention. It went further to say that the reformed APC was a party of time decided by the Nigerian masses, and it's only God that can decide the time of a political party. Staying on the news of the emergence of the reformed APC, the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, has said the APC will issue a statement as soon as they have full details of the development and have the opportunity to review it. Meanwhile, the opposition People's Democratic Party spokesman, Mr. Kola Ologbodiyan, said the news of the emergence of the reformed APC was expected and offered support for the faction. He said every Nigerian, every political party or group that is interested in ousting the incompetent President Muhammadu Buhari's administration are welcome on board the PDP. He said they have rebranded and they've brought a new narrative that will make Nigerians happy. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, on Wednesday met with President of the Nigerian Senate, Bukola Saraki, and the caucus of the party. Addressing senators at the National Assembly, Adams Oshiomhole said the challenge of rebuilding the party is a collective one, promising to put in place a conflict resolution mechanism which would handle crisis within the party. Responding, President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, acknowledged that there were challenges in the party and it's the responsibility of the leadership to address them. National Chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Chief Falae, has denied holding any political meetings with former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He made this known while speaking with newsmen yesterday in a meeting of party chairmen in Abuja. The SDP chairman had met with ex-president 2 months ago, raising suspicion on a correlation in view of the 2019 polls. And according to him, the visit was private and no one should expect further talks. The trial of suspected kidnapper Chukwueme Onwamadike, popularly known as Evans, before a special offences court in Lagos was stalled on Wednesday. Evans' trial could not continue as his new counsel, Noel Brown, again asked the court for an adjournment to enable him to study the case file properly. The prosecuting counsel, Adebayo Harun, did not object to the request of an adjournment. Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo therefore adjourned the case till 5th of October and 19th of October 2018 for the continuation of the trial. Brown was hired by Evans following the withdrawal of Olukoya Ogunbeje, his former lead defense counsel. President Macron of France arrived at Eco Hotel yesterday in Lagos ahead of the Nigeria-France Business Forum. Mr. Macron also spoke to entrepreneurs of the Tony Elumelu Foundation.
It's day 2 of President Macron's visit to Lagos, and he's currently in Eco Hotel where I'm standing, and he's going to be giving a talk to a host of young Nigerian entrepreneurs who've actually benefited from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Amongst others that will be here today are politicians, dignitaries and other businessmen who have to hear his advice for the economy, counter-terrorism and entrepreneurship. The Nigerian elections are coming up very soon, so it'll be interesting to hear the advice that he has to give to young Nigerians today.
We spoke to beneficiaries of the Tony Elumelu Foundation who shared their views on the importance of entrepreneurship for young Nigerians.
In the kind of tough climate that we are in, you know, Nigeria is not a very easy place to do business. So you need such foundations as this to encourage young entrepreneurs.
Technology is what we need right now in all sectors. We need to drive all sectors of the economy. And I'm looking at the education sector where we need to eliminate paper examination. And that is why I'm focusing more on the provision of software and hardware solutions for computer-based technology.
Politics was also a topic of discussion for the day. Macron, who's one of the youngest presidents in the world, expressed his views on young people in politics and business.
A young president coming to Nigeria to encourage the young ones to be bold and to rise up to the challenge to contribute positively to the development of Nigeria in different various capacities of government. They should get up from their seats, they should stop complaining, and they should be contributors either as politicians or to upscale their private sector involvement.
Nigeria offers its own problems that require its own solutions that are then paths to your greatness, and you really need to just apply yourself, and choose to dedicate and focus on hard work. So Macron had said, your nationality does not determine your ability.
When we return, we bring you news making the headlines across Africa and the rest of the world. Don't go away. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopia has fired senior prison officials hours before the release of a Human Rights Watch report detailing torture and other abuses in one notorious prison and urging the government to hold officials to account. Attorney General Berhanu Sargeye's announcement of the dismissals and the appointment of new officials would broadcast late on Wednesday on state-affiliated television Fana. He said the new officials should respect human rights in accordance with the Constitution. Religious leaders in Kenya have urged President Uhuru Kenyatta to declare the levels of corruption in the country a national disaster so the fight to tackle it can be made a priority. Archbishop Martin Kivuva said that corruption is a cancer that has pervaded every sector of Kenyan society and which the current laws have proved inadequate to address. Many Kenyans encounter corruption on an almost daily basis, from small bribes to police officers to mass theft from government coffers. The most recent example of which involved a scheme to get unemployed youths back to work, and close to $80 million were embezzled from the National Youth Service. The clerics from the Dialogue Reference Group called for an amnesty for anyone who admitted to past offences and repaid what they had stolen. French President Emmanuel Macron has said that the European Union plans to create migrant processing centres in North Africa will not work unless the process is led by those countries. Speaking during a visit to Nigeria, Macron said many African countries were worried that such centres would act as a pull factor for migrants. Macron said that Europe would be dealing with migration due to what he called the fundamental problem of unplanned population growth in Africa. However, he also said that the EU could not take decisions for African countries. He added that his top priority was to discourage people from taking crazy risks and putting their lives in danger in order to get to Europe. No African country has so far agreed to host the centres. EU leaders agreed to explore the idea at a summit earlier this month. And in Thailand, rescuers are racing against the rains to free 12 boys and their football coach trapped in a flooded cave in Thailand. A deluge is expected to hit in a matter of days and could force the water level up, threatening to flood the pocket where the group has taken refuge. The boys aged 11 to 16 and their coach have been trapped since 23rd of June. They are believed to have entered the cave when it was dry before sudden heavy rains blocked the exit. The United Kingdom Metropolitan Police has confirmed another case of nerve agent poisoning, the kind used on former Russian spy Sergei Skripal. Metropolitan Police Assistant Commissioner Neil Basu said 45-year-old Charlie Rowley and spouse 44-year-old Don Sturges fell ill at a house in Amesbury on Saturday and remain in critical condition. Although the investigation is ongoing, police say noting their background suggests they could be targets. Mr. Basu urged the public not to pick anything up if they don't know what it is. Police have arrested the woman who climbed up on the Statue of Liberty in New York and sat on the monument's base yesterday. The woman, identified as 44 years old, Therese Okomu, an immigrant from the Democratic Republic of Congo, was reportedly protesting against President Trump's zero-tolerance policy on immigration. Tourists were evacuated from Liberty Island in New York Harbor during the 3-hour standoff with local and federal authorities. That's all on Foreign News. We bring you business after this break. And in business, the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Maikanti Baru, says the corporation will reach a final deal on investment decisions of 8 million tons per annum for Nigeria's LNG train 7 plants this year. It disclosed this yesterday at the ongoing Nigerian Oil and Gas Conference and Exhibition in Abuja. According to the GMD of NNPC, Nigeria is eager to upgrade investments in the oil and gas sector. Although no exact date was given, you'll recall that the plan had been stalled for years owing to lack of investment. Still ahead on Plus TV News, we have sports and entertainment. We'll be back in a moment.
In entertainment, American actress and singer-songwriter Daisy McCracken and actor Joseph Capone were both kidnapped in an incident that was disclosed by the Los Angeles County District Attorney. According to him, 3 defendants went to the actress's home in May, and Capone was stripped and deprived of food for 30 hours, while McCracken was driven to various banks and forced to withdraw $10,000. The Halloween Resurrection actress eventually escaped and notified the police, who then arrested them. The LA grand jury has indicted the 3 defendants for assault, kidnapping, conspiracy, trying to sell drugs, and grand theft. Pop star Janet Jackson has revealed she'll be attending the Essence Festival regardless of the recent death of her father, Joe Jackson. Fans were initially concerned that the gig will be cancelled in light of Joe's passing away. Reports say she's currently on the way to New Orleans, where she has been slated to perform on Sunday. She's also planning to fulfill other dates lined up for August. She showed gratitude to her fans by posting a video on social media, thanking them for their support during her time of mourning. American competitive eater Joey Chestnut has just broken his own world record at a recent hot dog eating contest in Coney Island, New York on Wednesday afternoon. The event saw him eat 74 hot dogs, beating his previous record of 72, and pushed away his competition Carmen Sincotti, who with 45 hot dogs came in second. This is Chestnut's 3rd time winning and 11th overall in the last 12 years. However, the event wasn't without incident, as officials initially claimed he only ate 64 hot dogs, but later found out that 10 dogs hadn't been counted. His accomplishment was achieved in exactly 10 minutes. And that's it on entertainment. The very best in sports is coming up right after this.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku, and in sports, 2-time African champions Enyimba have played their 3 previous home games in the CAF Confederations Cup at the UJS Swent Stadium in Calabar, but will now go on to play their remaining home matches in the group stage of the competition at the Adoke Amesiamaka Stadium in Port Harcourt due to a ban on the UJS Swent Stadium by the continent soccer ruling body following complaints by the opponents on the poor state of the ground's playing surface. And the Aba Giants were hoping to play their next home game in the competition on the 8th of July against Williamsville of Ivory Coast at their home ground, Enyimba International Stadium, but renovation works at the ground is not yet completed. And the stadium had been under renovation for the past 3 years, and the new artificial turf was laid last week, but the sitting terraces and the other parts are not ready yet. And former Super Eagles winger Emmanuel Amunike has been named by FIFA as a member of the panel that will shortlist candidates for men's footballers and coaches of the year for the 2017-2018 season. And the former Barcelona player is joined in the panel by former England coach Fabio Capello and former football stars like Ronaldo de Lima, Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, there's Luther Matthaus and Alessandro Nesta.
and FIFA will announce the final list of the 3 nominees for each of the 4 categories listed above, as well as for the FIFA Puskas Award and the FIFA Fan Award, and of course the Best FIFA Goalkeeper Award in September. And Real Madrid are considering an offer of about 100 million euros, approximately 88 million pounds, from Juve for Cristiano Ronaldo. And this 3-year-old Portugal forward is Real's all-time top scorer with 451 goals. And Ronaldo won his 5th Champions League title with Madrid in May. And the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, his future has been the subject of intense debate over the past few years, and his relationship with Real president Florentino Perez has also been questioned. Any move would eclipse Juventus' record transfer fee of 90 million euros, which they paid for Argentine forward Gonzalo Higuain in 2016. It would also be more than the 80 million Real Madrid paid for Ronaldo when he came in from Manchester United in 2009. And that's it on Sport Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku.
That's the news at this hour. I am Benga Aborowa. Do have a great day.